Hey, what's up, guys? Max here. This is going to be my hard fire opening. Majority of it, part of it, we did on the live stream last night, and it was completely fire, just like the title. I opened a ton of crystals. We opened the guaranteed 7 stars, and as you can see, well, let's start the video. Let's get this going. But as you're going to be able to see here, because these are all recordings, because I wanted to do them before, just very quickly, because I wanted to get the rank 4 immediately, the Dark Phoenix. But as you can see, we have 100,000 units. We managed to get over 100,000 units. This is like my first time ever, so this was a big like preparation for this event. Now, one of the things about this is I want to just say I did participate in the cash Red Guardian Deadpool, whatever that thing was called. And so we did pick up some units from there, but majority of these just came through like the months of just opening, grinding arenas, and just playing the game, because I was doing event quests. I was doing almost every single little thing to get as many units as possible. So is it possible to go in here and completely do it free to play, at least for this event? If they were to do this again next year, yes, it is, because all you're required to do is literally just open crystals. Okay, that's kind of how you're going to get the most of your points and hit that final milestone. The other thing, I did buy one deal, and so like ideally I didn't even have to buy a single deal, but we're gonna see me, or actually not gonna see me, we're just gonna see me open a 7-star, which ended up costing, I think it was like $69.99 or $70. It was the one that came with the 7-star and also some more Valiant crystals. So that's the only purchase we did. Other than that, we pretty much didn't spend any cash. Other than that, right? And then whatever we bought the other deal. But I kind of separate both deals, even though we're using some of the units here. That makes sense. But all right, let's get it going. So we get one new immediately on the first pop of 10, and I'm like, no way, dude. This is it. This opening is gonna be fire. Is it gonna be a 7-star? And I see the purple border, and it's Warlock. Now that alone, guys, we've been chasing Warlock. If you know, I can't believe there's a couple of champions I can't believe I still have not gotten over this like period of like just playing MCOC as a 7-star since 7-stars been out. So we get Warlock, and it's crazy because we're chasing future Ant-Man, and I've been wanting Warlock for such a long time. But here we are, we're at 30 crystals. As you can see, we got a couple of 6-stars in there too as well. A lot of 5-stars when it comes to the batches. And my opening, I'll tell you this, it was a bit of a roller coaster. It was kind of like, it had its highs right here, you know, as you open it immediately. And then we get a 7-star Havoc. That's actually kind of nice. And then it had its lows, but we're just gonna keep going. This is actually really nice too. So in this batch of 60, we're already at 3 7-stars: Warlock, Havoc, and Ant-Man. Not future Ant-Man, but regular Ant-Man. So, and I have a thing about Ant-Man. I think eventually we're gonna get to a point where we're just gonna take him up. I still keep saying, like, I feel like he's a bit of a sneak on defense. You know, when it comes to his glancing, and especially if he launches a special one. Now, does he get nuked? Yes, he does. There's a lot of champions that nuke him. All right, so there we go. I just cut. By the way, I cut the video in a lot of spots so you can just see the crystal opening. You don't see the loading and back and forth of me kind of going back and forth on the crystals. I know a lot of people do that. I do that myself. All right, so we got one more new, guys. Let's see, what is it going to be. This is a batch of 30, and I'm excited. Oh, and we got a Wonger, so I forgot about that one. And 7-star Wongers. I can't believe I didn't have her as a 6-star, but here we go. We get her as a 6-star. So I know that happened to a lot of people. I was watching their live streams, and everybody was hyped for the see little one new, and I was. It happened to me too. Super hyped, and nothing. So all right. So here we're just popping crystals. By the way, we're not spinning none of these for the most part. We're just popping, and we're going for it, and nothing. Okay, nothing when it comes to like the chosen, you know, champions we're chasing. So unfortunately, and we're like, if you look, we opened quite a good amount of crystals. I actually give a note here when it comes to how many crystals we have opened to this point. 156 crystals, and I just realized my screen is in the way. Okay, but at 156 crystals, we pop again, and we get one new. And so, because 156 crystals is quite a good chunk of crystals there. You can see it here. But we get the one new, and dude, I'm like, oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I was really looking for. So 46,000 units, over 46,000 units at 156 crystals from the Valiant crystals, not the guaranteed 7 stars, the Valiant crystals. We get not just a couple of 7 stars, but we finally get the chase. That is what I was looking forward to. This is what I was trying to hunt. Was my biggest want out of the batch. I know everybody else has their needs or wants inside of this event. This future admin was mine. And then followed with him was Tigra, and then Nick Fury. But that is the biggest one that I wanted. This is what I was mindset thinking I was going to go to rank 4. And that's why I wanted to get this guy. So now we opened the last 6, and we're going to jump right into the 7 stars. There is a total of 4 7 stars. We're not going to see them here all in the opening because, like I said, I did some of it on the live stream, but 2 here, and then one that's purchased, and the milestone, the final milestone too. So we ended up getting Abomination. I was a little like bummed because there was still Tiger, there was still Nick Fury that I kind of, like I said, from my list of champions that I wanted, Abomination and Apocalypse were definitely towards the bottom. But everybody's talking about how Abomination might be a really good counter to Dark Phoenix, and I was looking at how many Abominations kind of rolled over. I was like, no, do not let me get the dupe on this one. We get a Nick Fury. Just getting him once, that's all you need. Or that's not all you need, but just getting him is what you immediately need, because you can then go and there's options to get Awakening Gems now in the game. As long as you have those shards to be able to open those 7-star Awakening Gems, then you got to land on the skill gem. So, but that's at least the biggest hurdle is out of the way, getting the Nick Fury. So we got him, and we're happy. I'm already happy with this opening. Like I said, future Ant-Man, my biggest want. We got Nick, which was one of the biggest ones too, and we got Abomination. So we go back to popping crystals, guys. We're just popping them like crazy, like spending thousands of units. You know, and dude, it hurt. We were over 100,000, and then now we're like in the 50s. We opened some that I didn't record. I think it was just like 1 or 2 crystals that I didn't record. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me just try it. And today is Selena's day, and she is coming out, and I kind of went too hard on this crystal. Yes. And if you think about it, it was like 46,000 to get a 7-star. I guess the feature 7-star, but you know, since there's a couple, that's I don't know. Like, I haven't been opening crystals in such a long time, so I don't know if those are kind of like average numbers, like for people to say, okay, yeah, it's gonna take about 40,000 units for you to get the feature 7-star, but that felt like a lot. And now we're at 54,000 units. I don't know if I want to go in very hard for Yelena's, but I'm thinking I do, and I am gonna open some crystals for her. Now this is actually a cool one. We finally awaken Luke. He's actually at rank 3. I've been wanting to get him awakened for a bit, so finally happened. So I'm happy that it happened here. And so we got a couple of champions that we got out of the 7-star. We actually got really good champions out of the Valiant crystals. So I'm actually really happy with that. But yeah, let's see the final 7-star here that we're gonna see. Like I said, the other ones on the live stream, I didn't grab the clip, but I'll tell you what is it that I got. And it's nice. We got Tigra. Tigra was a bit of a roller coaster too, and I was so happy that I took a screenshot too. Because the Tigra. Oh, let me tell you about this. Oh, we'll pause. I ended up going the selector. We're not going to see the selector, but I ended up claiming the selector. This is on the live stream. This is part of the live stream, and going with Tigra. I figured 26 on Tigra. You know, she needs the highest sig as possible, and adding 26 on her, I think I thought for me was the right move. I still don't have Apocalypse, and so I'm gonna go and pass this event without an Apocalypse. So I hope I don't regret that. But yeah, we have every single other champion. As you saw there, we got the Nick. I was on the fence of getting Nick Awaken. Um, and I thought to myself, I was like, should I do it? Should I do it? And I said no, but because I can invest the 6 stones into Nick, a lot of it has to do with Yelena, whether we get her in the chase for the crystals or we get her in the Titan crystal. That is kind of what I'm hoping for. And we have a skill awakening gem. So we're already saving up 6 stones to try to take her to 6200. Again, one of the biggest reasons everybody plays a different game. And your focus could be for fun champions, questing champions, battlegrounds champions, alliance war champions, prestige champions. That's kind of like our focus is going to be prestige and battleground. So those two combined game modes is what we rank up for. And obviously, prestige is going to be like number one because it's kind of hard to get those champions. And once you get them, you got to stick them up, and take them up as high as possible. So here's the Phoenix. We use the rank up gem on Dark Phoenix. We throw her up. I do want to show some stuff here because everybody's ranking up a Dark Phoenix that gets the final milestone. But we know like the prestige defensive features on her are really good. You get 206 stones to invest in her, and so we're gonna drop. I think is it 100 immediately, so that puts her at 120. One thing I should have done before ranking this up is looked at my prestige because we didn't, and I kind of forgot to do that. And I did it halfway through. Like right now, I was like, oh shoot, I should check my prestige. And so my prestige is at 36,202, and we're gonna make a note of this, and we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna do a side by side so you can see it. So we're talking 202, 36,000. Now we're gonna throw the remaining 86 stones that it requires to get her to 200, and now we are gonna take her to 200. So now we have a huge bump on our prestige. No, we don't. We are at like look at our even champion prestige. We're talking about an increase of 3 points. So from Sig 100 to Sig 100 shouldn't break the prestige. She should not be at Sig 100 one of my top 5. And that's what I truly believe. But I think right now something is going on with the prestige calculations of the champions. It is bugged. And so well, I don't know if we'll make a separate video on this one because it is a competitive game mode when it comes to alliances, individual prestiges, people recruiting. They're like, hey, what's your prestige? Just to get an average. Maybe they don't need the highest prestige, but then you come in and everything's bugged. How do you recruit properly for that at least checkbox? It's not like maybe for certain alliances, it's not going to be like the biggest thing. But for most, at least in the alliances that are in the top 5, top 10, top 20 competing, it is a big thing. And so right now it is currently bugged. And so, oh man, there's a lot of bugs in the game, guys. The game right now, unfortunately, as we're doing this opening and we're having fun and we're getting champions, we're playing it. There's a lot of lag in battlegrounds. There's a lot of misskipped frames in battlegrounds. There's to the point I've been doing this live and we've been playing a whole lot of battlegrounds where my screen on the iPad completely freezes. It's like my game just freezes and I can't touch anything. I'm swiping, I'm tapping. It goes in the champion selection. I'm tapping. It doesn't let me do anything. And the worst part, it's happened to me while I'm actually in the fight. In the fight, I can't swipe back, forward, and you just see my champion just kind of walk towards the enemy and just get smacked. That's happened a few times already. So man, I don't know how to fix this besides constantly telling Kabam, please fix it. And I would assume they're trying, but man, a lot of bugs. And then here's another one. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever noticed the numbers right now, especially with everybody doing the rank ups. Yeah, so one of the things that after doing this rank up and sig level up of my champions, what I ended up doing is I kind of reached out to Kabam through the help desk ticket and said, hey, like, can I get my 6 stones back? Like, it's bugged. There's no real benefit for you to invest, like, at least for me in my thought process, invest 106 stones just for 3 points in the prestige. I was like, okay, no. I can invest these 6 stones into like future Ant-Man. We can Tigra, like other champions, maybe a Nick Fury if I wanted to, but not Nick Fury, but just like Tigra or future Ant-Man. And so I reached out to them and asked for everything back. Now they have a limit of things you can get back, unfortunately. So I wasn't able to get everything back, and we're still in the process of that. Even though I'm in the content creator program, I'm not gonna go directly because I don't even know if they can to the people there. I just kind of reach through the regular channels that everybody else does. And it's crazy because it feels like I'm constantly reaching out to them. We made a boo boo just a few days ago, used an awakening gem on a champion. I shouldn't have. You probably saw that video. But here we reached out to them again because it's bugged. And so I wanted those 6 stones back. And I don't know, as of today, I haven't checked, but I don't know if we've gotten back or not. So that's where we're at. And until it's fixed, we're gonna be stacking up. At least my game plan and idea is gonna be stacking up some cosmic 6 stones. So once the prestige situation is fixed, we just throw those cosmic 6 stones into her and use the heart of fire 6 stones for like Tigra. And so I went kind of all in on Tigra. I took her up to rank 3. I feel like rank 3 might be kind of what she needs until I learn her and master her. I don't want to use or I don't. I was gonna say waste, but use a rank 4 option on her when I don't know how to play her. I think rank 3 is already a big commitment, and especially the 6 stone. So I think we're gonna, if we get everything, at least some of the items back, and we can invest more, she should be around 160, if not high 150s when it comes to her sig ability. And so again, we're just gonna go any mystic that I get, just throw it into her. Once we get to her like sig 180, maybe we can start saving up a little bit more, but we're gonna try to get it to as high as possible for sure. And then just go and grueling pains. But we are gonna try to master her because I do see the value of her offensive, if you can master her. So we're definitely gonna do that. We got the concept of playing Tigra overall, so we're gonna do that. But so definitely join the live streams if you just want to see me suffer with Tigra, or if you want to give me some tips, you feel sorry. I would appreciate that. So yeah, but guys, overall, this is my opening. Over 50, almost just close to 50,000 units spent on this event. So my total outcome, am I happy with the 50,000 that I spent? Yes. Am I happy with the $70 cash that I spent in this event? Yes. Is that all I'm spending? That is it. I'm pretty much done. And I'm just looking forward to learning and ranking up these champions, relearning some of them that we kind of stopped playing, like Future Admin. I threw him into the battlegrounds in the deck, and it was I get the understanding of using him offensively, but just kind of readjusting yourself to like, oh yeah, I got to use this guy. I got to finish with a light ending combo. I got to launch special ones. I got to do a lot of intercepts. So getting that concept all over again is just it's just a matter of muscle memory and just remembering how to use them. But excited to have these champions. So long-winded video, guys. A lot of talking, but also a lot of opening. Let me know in the comments what you got, dude. I'm super hyped. Like I said, with the opening, with how the event went, I'm happy with the Dark Phoenix being the final milestone. I'm happy with the milestones that we got. And the only thing I would say, I know it's a lot of RNG. That's the only bummer, because if we didn't get good RNG overall in the big opening, big picture, it would have sucked. If I was limited to a certain amount of items and resources, it would have sucked. But luckily, like I said, we had tons of units, tons of time and prep before this event went live. We're talking months, guys, not just like, I just started prepping last week or 2 weeks ago in the when the event started. No, we've been working at it since like December. And we're gonna keep working at it. We still have a lot more months to go for the next big event that costs units, which is gonna be in December. So we're gonna have another drop of units when it comes to Yelena, and so from that we're gonna start recovering and see how we end up when it comes to December. Hopefully, we can cross over 100,000 by then, and have a nice, decent opening come December. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know how your opening went, and peace.